Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. I quickly ran back from the golf course, picked up Ricky Jones, and we're going to talk about something in the headlines recently. Students have been making acts of protest towards political figures. Vice President Mike Pence, House Speaker Paul Ryan, and Education Secretary Betsy DeVos have all had to deal with it when during various educational speeches, graduates got up and walked out before they could do it. Now, Ricky, I bet we're going to disagree on this, but I want to hear you give your thing first. Do you believe that in a graduation ceremony, if the speaker is someone the individuals disagree with, it is appropriate or a good decision to, en masse, get up and walk out?
Yes, yes, and hell yes. I mean, we fell into this weird trope somewhere along the line in this country where folks are saying, well, I want the president to succeed. You know, I want the governor to succeed. I want the Speaker of the House to succeed. No. If they're pushing backwards socio-political stances and policies that are disadvantaging minorities, disadvantaging the poor, setting the country back, why would you want them to succeed? And what we're seeing across lines of race, you know, from Bethune-Cookman, which is historically black, to predominantly white Notre Dame, all the way down to middle schoolers, you know, in D.C., are these kids being politically engaged and saying, we do not support you and the stuff that you're bringing to this country.
Now, while I would agree with you on everything you just said,
well, you have nothing to disagree on.
Well, I would disagree with the conclusion. Let me give my case. I'll let you give yours. To me, one of the things that frustrates me a little bit is the idea that we've reached a point where everything is political. And I'm not saying that's not reality, but it's a little frustrating to me that we've gotten to a point that not only is everything political, we refuse to even hear those that disagree with us. Whether that be right or left, there's a notion of, if I don't agree with your policies, which is perfectly fine, then I don't even want to be in the same room with you. And I don't think that's positive on either side of the aisle. So take the Notre Dame situation. Mike Pence, I'm not a fan. I think you know that. With that said, he's the Vice President of the United States.
So?
The speech, let me finish. The speech he's giving at Notre Dame is a speech for graduation. Barack Obama has spoken at the Notre Dame graduation. People didn't get up and leave. I'm sure there were conservatives, especially who were against his views on contraception, abortion, etc. Isn't there a place, Ricky, for saying there are certain events where we just allow to agree to listen to people we disagree with? Maybe you say what, like I've seen people write stuff on their hats. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with a lot of stuff, but I don't like the act of getting up and refusing to listen to people. Tell me where I'm wrong.
Yeah, here's what I think you're wrong on a couple of fronts. One, I think you're absolutely right. Debate is what leads to understanding and change when you don't understand the person's point of view. But Mike Pence's political views are concretized. We understand what Paul Ryan is about. We understand what Betsy DeVos and Donald Trump are about. And so these students weren't going to learn anything new by continuing to listen to them. And so they wanted to exit. It wasn't like there was a new ideological encounter.
On that point, let's say that Barack Obama speaks at Liberty University.
Yeah, but see,
but let's just say he does, just for sake of argument. And
because you didn't let me get to my second point.
300 students get up and leave. Wouldn't that bother you?
No, it wouldn't bother me at all, because I think Liberty has a certain ideological center.
Okay, what if they did at U of L? At U of L.
But see, here's the thing. This did not happen to Barack Obama, because here's what you're missing. You're missing the socio-political reality that is the current administration and its acolytes. They have such an extreme brand of politics and an ideology that is out of step with the modern world, that it has pushed us out of alignment with the rest of the universe. And people are responding to that. So
you disagree with me that there is any setting where you just say, in this setting, we're going to do it for the ceremonial or decorum. So, for instance, I have no problem with when Mike Pence or Donald Trump speaks somewhere, there are protesters outside. I would encourage it. Same thing. Like, I think that's how you, but is there not a notion of, okay, you at your graduation, that's not the time?
No. My problem is with the president and the board of trustees that invited them to my graduation.
Fair enough. And
my stance is this, Matt. I do not want to sacrifice substance for ceremony. We've done that too long. And I think people, again, across lines of race, gender, sexual orientation, and religious choice, they are craving truth.
I don't disagree.
People don't want to fake the funk
anymore. Don't you think
if
you take your position to an extreme, if you take it to the next, like for instance, after this, I think the next liberal speaker that speaks at Notre Dame, a group of conservatives are getting up and getting out.
And that's fine.
But then at that point, aren't you not doing exactly what we're talking about? You're never going to hear people you disagree with.
No. Again, you're still skipping over my first point. When somebody's views are set in stone, in concrete, you understand what they're about. You're not gaining anything by listening to them anymore.
If Ann Coulter is invited to speak at U of L, don't you think she has a right to speak there?
No, you're changing the argument now. She has the right to speak there. I also have the right not to listen to her.
I get that.
Okay, so those are very different things.
Is there no event that you think people should just do because it's ceremony?
I just told you no.
Okay.
And again, I think that
I disagree with you on that, but
of course you disagree. I mean, because you're you.
I understand that.
These are extreme times, and they call for somewhat extreme measures. This country was built on protest and rejection of bad leadership.
If it was George W. Bush, would you disagree with it?
I don't think George W. Bush is as extreme as Donald Trump.
So it's really the extremism
that
makes
it's the extremism
okay.
that legitimizes it to my thinking. I like W. I love his paintings. I'm going to go hang out with W and kick it.
Did you love him when he was president?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. Now we're going to
Trump
take a break.
makes me love it.
Now we're going to take a break, and when we come back, more with, well, actually, it'll be Drew when we return. This is Hey Kentucky.